Okay, I don't know how long this is going to be. And I just got my tea. And Stella is doing so much better. Sleeping so much better. Looks so much better. And, but this morning we're supposed to be driving to Seattle for a recheck, which under this one where the incision is, there is like this weird spot on the incision. And then there's like this circle spot that I think it's like thread or something trying to come under in through my skin. But it's right, the incision just so happens to fit exactly where the band goes for the compression bra things, which there's no compression in the right place. I swear to God. Compression should be like on these muscles to hold them, and it's not. It goes across my ribs, and then this part's all baggy. It's like, fuck. I don't know. Maybe I'll just have a really, really weird chest. I don't know. It's just hard to find something. But anyway, so it's been a month though. So I'm using my weights and stuff. I'm not back on my bigger weights. I'm just working my way up because it does stress it out, that's for sure. But anyways, we're supposed to go this morning to go, well, gotta leave in the morning to get there at lunchtime. My daughter's not too excited about it. Because it is like an all-day thing, and then we have to leave the dogs here and stuff. It almost is tempting where it's just like, look, I should just call and cancel. But then it's also, well, Stella won't be left alone. She'll have some company, and I don't know. I don't know, but anyways, I got that on my mind. And so it's keeps pulling me. But so I finished the baby reindeer. It is so freaking good. I can't even tell you. This guy has such awareness of his own. So the things I talk about, it's like he plays it out. He shows it. He explains it as he's doing it. So it's really, really good to watch somebody who has an awareness of their own dysfunction. And it's super cool too because, hold on, I still gotta drink this. It's like really perfect right now. And one thing that I thought was so cool, because it definitely shows the soul connection. Like these baby reindeer and this Martha are so connected at their soul. And it's like this vibration. This is what people, I just swear to God, they just don't get. Is like your vibration pulls in these people. Like all your stuff is set. Like everything that you're gonna do in your life is set before you get here, and it all is gonna go the way it's gonna go because it's set. And so you have souls coming and playing out different roles, and this is so crazy. This really got me too, because after 11/11/17, and I was triggered, and it was just like, you know, I was so confused over what was going on. But inside of me, I had this like, oh my God, I gotta talk to him. I gotta talk to him. I gotta talk to him. And it was all consuming. I felt consumed by him, and I had to talk to him. I still haven't talked to him, and I'm still here. I'm still doing good. But yeah, it was this all-consuming thing. But during the period of time when my guides were showing me, because they were showing me things, playing them out in my head and showing me and stuff, and they showed me that, oh yeah, you could go in that direction of being obsessed and turn into a crazy stalker, and you know, you get your interaction, but it wouldn't be the one you wanted because you're forcing something. You're trying to make something happen, and so then it goes in a different direction than when you just sit back and let it happen naturally in the way, you know, the way it's supposed to. And that would be your lesson, you know. Look at, I'm constantly freaking out. I don't trust. I'm always trying to force things, make things happen. So Martha was doing that. Like she had this deep attraction to this fella because it was a soul connection. Like they had, like she could, it's like they were all connected on a different level. And this is the thing that people don't get. Like when you're in your dysfunction, the people are still at that vibration. You're there to teach each other. So yeah, you're going to come into each other's life. What you do is up to each person. And it's then, sometimes you don't know what you do until you see a review, and then you look at it and you're like, you get a new perspective, like, oh my gosh, that's what I did? Well, I guess better try again. Because it's you who is the judge of you. No, I'm spilling it on me. Hold on. It's weird. It smells like coffee. Anyways, so the vibration brings you into the people who are there to teach you lessons. In this case, they were both in this really low vibration, didn't feel good about themselves. And it's weird how much, because he shows us, he talks about it. It's like he also needed her for different things because she built him up. She made him feel better. But man, there's so much dysfunction, and he bears it. Like, he bears his soul in this show. And another thing that's really, really good is that, when he became confused and, he didn't know if he was straight or gay. He had this, crazy interaction with this older man who comes back into the thing again later. Like, I don't know, he may work for the guy now. And he was distressed by him, It's weird how much power that somebody can have over somebody's life and not even realize it. Because he was so stressed, and he's in there talking to him and stuff. And then when the guy opened the door, I think he thought he was about to be confronted. And the guy was just like, can I come in? Then they had this long talk, and then he told him he wanted to give him a job and stuff. But when the guy left, he went outside and he was just like puking. And to me, it was like, because you were something you weren't saying, there was something you weren't standing up for yourself, you were still bowing down to this person, like you were still giving this person control over your throat chakra, your heart chakra, your crown chakra. There was some interference. You weren't in balance. So then you are going to feel that at your core, and it's going to, make you sick. Watch, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be like vomiting after the awakening happens, because they're just like so distressed. Like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. Well, yeah, you wouldn't do it if the lights were on all the way, but you didn't know. So you're going to have to learn how to accept yourself and realize that this is all about growing. Like, sit back and look and try and understand what's happening. And so with Martha, though, it was, I just think it's so powerful because I could see their connection was so deep and how they were there teaching each other. And it was, man, it was so, I just think it's really, really good. It's so crazy, too. After that, I was like, man, that was so good. Is there something else that's that good? It's like, it just has you thinking. And I just love the way he has his awareness of his own dysfunction and can point it out. Oh, yeah, because when he was talking to his parents. So when he was talking to his parents, and because Martha was just like, she would do everything she could to humiliate him. And she started calling his parents and getting his parents in trouble, calling caught. Like, this woman was just whacked. She was out of control because she didn't know how to reel it in. She didn't know how to control herself. And everything's out of control. And, but things are going to be out of control till you can't just think like, oh, I can just do it all at once. No, it's baby steps. Like, take something small and be like, okay, like, this is something too, was, my ex, he was always like super intense about sounds. Like, if you chewed gum in front of him, I'm like, fuck that. Just don't chew gum in front of him. Don't chew on candy. Don't chew on ice. Don't even suck on ice. Like, all these different sounds, like, he would fucking lose his mind. And the kids weren't allowed to and everything. And it was one of my daughters. She starts doing that, like, what is that sound? What is that sound? And so I was thinking about it this morning when I was laying there. And I was thinking, it's, like, when you have something that's intense like that, and then plus, I don't know, but part of it could be training, part of it could be a neurodivergency, a vibration but no matter what it is, you can't get the world to adapt to you. You have to figure out how to adapt in the world. So you have to figure out, like, okay, that noise is driving me crazy. So how do I turn my mind off of that noise? How do I minimize that in my mind instead of maximize it. And that is where you learn, you grow. You're like, okay, that noise is driving me crazy. I can't, make the whole world stop making noise, so I'm just gonna figure it out, and how do I distract myself? How do I move my mind so it's not focused on that? So that is a part of, your opportunities to learn and to grow and to become successful in your abilities to be able to focus where you are getting the most productivity, not just like the most anger or the most frustration, like, oh, that drives me crazy and that's all I can think about. Like, you got to figure out how to shift. And so this guy, he was so burdened, and then Martha was exposing him. And then and the big thing, because I kept wondering, how did this guy go from this to this? Like, he's got a fucking Netflix thing. He's like, everybody knows who he is now. And this all happened in like a month. And it's so easy to distract me after I'm just talking about it. So he was trying to make it as a comedian, and he was, I don't know, he had a silly, like, show thing, and he was trying to do this silly show. He had props, he had this stuff, and he would go out in these competitions or whatever. He was trying to do it, and then I swear to God, there were so many things. You could just see the universe at work. Like, all this shit would go on right before he was supposed to do his thing and stuff. It's like the universe is speaking to you so loud. And what was so cool too is when he was chasing that dream of fame and making it and stuff, he had this completely different attitude of what he was doing and what he was putting out and stuff. And so he was at this show at this this contest thing. And, he really wanted to win it. I don't remember what the thing was, but it was another horrible thing before he went on. So he went out, he wasn't feeling it. Nobody's laughing at him. He had this happen all the time. He was always like, there was a point where he did have a pretty good thing going in a pub for a while during a festival or something. But a lot of times he would be, people weren't getting his thing because he did like a weird show. He's like kind of I don't know, tried to be like Andy Kaufman or something, just do weird stuff because it's so weird. And people didn't get his joke, but anyways, so he was up there and it was nobody's laughing or anything. And he just all of a sudden just stopped and he sat down and he just started telling his story. Oh my God, it's gonna make me cry. It's very emotional. And he starts bearing his soul to these people who are just sitting there. All these people just sitting there staring at him. And he's just sitting on the stage under the light, bearing his soul, speaking his truth. Just so raw. And it's gonna make me cry. And then, hold on. Gain my composure. Then but somebody in the audience was filming it, and he didn't know, and so it went on YouTube and it went viral, and so everybody was passing around. So Martha was doing all this stuff to try and humiliate him. So he went to go confront his parents before that they heard this, because they had no idea he was struggling with his sexuality. They had no idea he had been raped and that. So, oh my God, I'm gonna cry. Fuck. It was so emotional. It was so good because of the things that he even said. Because he said after, when he had told him and stuff, he was like, oh my God, I feel so much lighter. What have I been saying? Carrying around and hiding lies and that you're not in alignment with is a burden. That's what you're weighted down with, is not speaking your truth, not being honest, not being real. That's what weighs people down. And that's what the soul's trying to churn in your fire, to get you to speak your truth, to be real, to look at things. And then you can't just be real and think like, well, everybody's got to accept me. You've got to accept everybody else. So that's part of the challenge. Don't just go out like, hey, I'm the queen, everybody accept me. No, you have to learn to accept everybody else. So you have to be able to learn how to focus your mind where you want to focus and stuff. So anyways, he goes to talk to his parents and tells them, and he just is like, has the best time with them. He's honest, he's truthful. And then he finds out that his dad had been, and he's so confused. And the dad's like, well, I was raised Catholic. I was a Catholic boy. And the son is still like, what? Like, what do you mean? And then it sinks in, I guess. And the mom, it was really emotional. And the dad, because this is something the dad had hold this. I don't know if the wife knew. I would think the wife didn't seem very shocked. But, you know, when people carry in their secrets and hold them, it's a lot of work to hide these parts of yourself, to not feel like that you want to be exposed, because the vulnerability of being exposed is scary, but it's freeing. It's like the freedom to let it go. And so that's the spread your wings and just fly. Let it go. Soar. Don't hold on to this stuff. It's like it's weight. It weights you down. You can't soar when you're holding on to all this fucking shit you're trying to hide. So that was very healing for the dad, too, to be able to speak up and say, yeah, that happened to me. Yeah, this happened to... But that's the thing, is it happens to so many people because it's part of our challenges. It's part of our learning. And so anyways, that show, I completely recommend it, like, to watch it. It has so much healing stuff, so many, especially if you're confused about, like, oh, how do you figure this out? How do I notice when I'm doing this? How do I, like watching him in his awareness of his self and his being able to elaborate on, you know, what he is doing and what he's thinking. And I mean, he's perfectly aware how he got himself into this whole thing by being nice to this person. And then, oh yeah, because it goes full circle at the end. Yeah, it's really good. And then he gets this show, and now he became super famous for the right reasons, because he's doing something good in the world. And so all the what he was trying to search or trying to, you know, force on the universe, give me this, and then plus, you know, he said it was something he knew was his from when he was a kid. Like, he was going in this direction. Like, he knew that he had something, like, I think he knew he was going to be famous or something. So he was out there trying to force it and didn't know, like, you know, why it's not working. You know, am I doing the wrong thing? What the hell's going on? And then, but he was, when he shifted gears and he started, you know, speaking his truth, you know, calling himself out, that's what the universe was hungry for. The universe is, yes, this is the energy we're moving forward with. This energy, because that is the ripple out, like, of how many people it can help in this period of time of confusion. And the confusion comes from within the soul, you know, of like, what am I doing here? Like, what the fuck is everything falling apart? And why am I trying to do this? And that's not working. And this isn't, like, there's so much confusion and people just don't know. And they're frustrated and angry. And so the universe is going to be hitting hard with that kind of energy that's out there. Because the next thing we watched was this documentary that just came out. I think it may have just now came out. It's like called, like, it's two girls named Ashley Morgan, Ashley Lauren. Like, I'm doing good on some of my things. Like, the other day when I went to, I said I keep running into that one guy, you know, and at the gas station when I was, that's the little grocery store, our closest little grocery store, and I was walking down the one aisle, and he was coming up, and for a second, you know, it's like, man, I swear I recognize that person. And it used to be, though, I couldn't recognize faces or anything, so I felt like, wow, like I was able to recognize this person that I didn't even barely know, and it was able to catalog and go, oh, that's a new neighbor. So it was you know, that's where I feel like, oh man, like, I'm doing better. I'm able to do this. I'm able to do that. But still, it's like, it's not like abrupt. It's like I keep working on it. It's like keep working on it and keeps getting better. But anyways, the this show, whatever it's called, this Ashley Morgan, it's about this website that was created so people could cheat. So it's like Grindr or Tinder or one of those kind of things, except it's for people who are married. And so it's all secretive, and everybody who wants to cheat just come right out and go on this website, and it's all cheaters. So everybody wants to cheat. And when it started, like in 2005 or something, people were being outraged. It was causing a lot of stuff because there's like no morals and all that, which this is what our society had to go in, this completely immoral direction to play it out, to see like, well, where does this lead us? Nowhere good. And so this documentary series thing, it shows some different people in their stories and stuff, and just the whole thing of, you know, people, I don't know, it's like that they think it's just, well, it's okay to just cheat. You know, there's people who think like, well, there's this one guy in it, and he's one of the people that they keep talking to a lot. And him and his wife, they were both real cute. They looked like they knew each other in high school or something. And they got together, got married, and, you know, seemed like this, just the cutest little couple. But he was living a secret life, and he has needs, and his needs are attention. He needs girls too, you know, give him a lot of attention so he feels good about himself. And what his wife is doing for him, that's not good enough. And so he is, apparently he was cheating on her the whole fucking time. And then when this website started, he went on that website, and I think he's in Dallas too, and I'm pretty sure he said he went through all the ones in his local area, then he moved out and started going into the other ones. And so he was a serial cheater. And when somebody got so outraged about this website that like 10 years in or something, they hacked it. And they had already, I guess they had been hacked into it, gathering information the whole time. But then they did like a WikiLeaks thing. And so, and this is right during my dark night, because my daughter was like, don't you remember this? I was like, no, but that year, 2015, was a pretty rough year for me. It was pretty rough. So yeah, I don't know what was going on out there. But so there was all this releasing of all this data on people, and then there was people who were going in and searching. Everybody was like going in and searching, trying to find dirt on people or something on this website, which is so strange. Like, I don't know. I mean, for one thing, you know, is it any of our business who's, you know, if my neighbor's cheating with my other neighbor or what the fuck? It's like, it's not really any of my business. And I'm not really sure why. It must have been a suspicion or something, but there was a lot of people who were going in when this data breach happened, and this data dump of all these people's personal information, emails, all this stuff. And people were freaking out because it was supposed to be so secured and everything. And like the guy who was promoting, the CEO guy, he was some lawyer, and him and his really pretty wife, they were going on all these shows, Good Morning America and everything, talking about, oh, they're loyal to each other. He would never cheat on his wife. And but he, you know, just because he runs a business for cheaters, well, you know, I mean, the cheaters gotta cheat, so, you know, he's gotta help them out. But he's not a cheater till the leak comes out, the data dump. And he's a skeezer. He's not even cheating with married women. He's calling escort services, asking for young girls. Send over that one, send that one. You know, I mean, he's a scumbag. And she's still together with him. And this woman who was with the serial cheater, because they ended up being like they'd started a family vlog. And it's so funny because he said that it was when Frozen came out, the movie. and everybody was doing these songs and stuff. So him and his wife did a lip sync song. Well, his went so viral, they became so famous off their thing that they started a whole vlog with their family and became this family vlog on YouTube, and they were popular and stuff. Then the information came out. So he was getting, and he said he could quit cheating on his wife because now he's getting so much attention from everybody else. So now he could quit cheating on his wife. Now he could focus on his marriage because he's getting all this love from all these people telling him how great he is. And so, but then the data leak came 2 years later and exposed him. And he was, oh, they also go to God. God forgives the sinners. Okay, learn how to forgive yourself. And so he, because that's not going to do you any good. God forgives the sinners. Okay, well, good luck with that. Good luck looking at yourself in the mirror. Just keep telling yourself, well, God forgave me. Okay. So, so he goes through the, well, we're going to go talk to the pastor, and went to counseling, for a couple years. And now he's just really loves his marriage. And I don't know if they're still bloggers or whatever. This Lauren Ashley or whatever the fuck this website is called is still going. It has 75 million people on it now. It was really wacky too, because they do it like, I don't know, like the membership or whatever, but where they make the money is you have to buy like their Bitcoins, their points. So you have to go in and purchase all their coins so that you can talk to other people. So and the thing is because it's a business, the person you're trying to talk to is a bot. Like, they've made all these fake girls. They made a whole shit ton of fake girls. I don't know how many fake girls they've got on there. And their fake girls send out messages all day long to these guys. And it's the same fake girls sending out 100,000 messages that day. And then these guys go on and buy these points to talk to the fucking bot. I was like, what in the, like, the fucking fuckery, the corporate fuckery is so fucking ridiculous. Like, right there, that should be so fucking corrupt and illegal. I just can't even get over it. I'm just like, what the hell? Surely some of these people are watching this and they're like, well, fuck, I'm not gonna buy those points and talk to these fucking robot girls anymore. And they're all like, oh, you want to do some dirty talk? I'm at work. I'm just lonely. I just want a dirty talk. I was like, I bet you they have some private rooms in there that you pay extra to go in the private room and get pictures and stuff. And it's all fucking, it's all a fucking, like OnlyFans. Then you have like real, like moms and daughters and all sorts of people just decided to, cam themselves doing stuff. Like, you have on there, I think, you even have, like, there's people who like to watch large women eat. Like, that's a fetish. There's people who like to watch people play with their toes. There's people, like, there's all sorts of weird shit on there. So, I don't know. Like, I think I've seen the thing before. I think somebody had told me before. It was a long time ago. Somebody told me, like, there's porn sites online, and I don't know if it was that one or something. I was like, but anyways, I know I've seen it. I've seen something like it, and it was like all these categories, like woman on woman, women who like big ones up the butt, women who like all this stuff on these sites. And I don't know what the deal is with OnlyFans, really. I mean, maybe it's totally different than that. Maybe I'm off on there. I don't know. But, what I see is just people with no self-esteem, just like willing to do whatever for money. Like, for money. Money has no fucking value. Your self-esteem, your integrity has value to you. This money has no value to you when people are just selling their integrity and self-esteem. It's like, well, bye. It's like, should probably go in the other direction, but everybody's there to learn their own lessons. Like, so whatever direction you go in, whatever direction, you've got lessons there. It's just because everything is already, it's set for you. But you got to be paying attention, and you got to realize, like, when these people that you think are so toxic, they're so fucking toxic. I fucking can't stand them. Oh my God, they're such an idiot. If they're coming into your orbit, you're in their vibration. So you need to stop thinking about how stupid they are and start thinking about, why are they coming through? What am I supposed to be learning here? What is it I'm missing out? Why am I? Man, sometimes it can take someone passing through several times. I mean, it keeps bringing up a little more, bringing up a little more, bringing up a little more. You may not have the whole thing, but work towards what it is that it brings up, because that is what you're trying to release, is so that you can let go of stuff, so you can feel light, so you can feel like, fuck, everything's fine. Because the thing that makes you feel like everything's not fine is you're hiding things. You're trying to keep secrets. You're trying to have nobody see the truth. I don't want anybody to see the truth. I gotta pretend like I'm not this, so everybody accepts me for that. It's like, but that's a burden. Nobody wants to just be, oh, everybody likes that. No, at some point, if you've got all these people liking that, then you're gonna be like, but that's not me. This is me. That is not me. So how do I shift over here to be me and get them to like me? So I quit thinking like, oh, well, some people don't even get to that step. They're just so happy that they've created a character that people like, that they just stay focused on just running, trying to keep that character alive. It's like, but why? Why? It's a burden. It's draining. It's not you. You've got other people who think, oh, well, he's pretty cool because you're this fake person that pleases people, who says just the right thing and never pushes people. It's like, no, that's not. You've got to learn the being clear and honest, and I don't know, there's a definition to you, and there's a clarity too, where speaking your truth, being honest, that you need to be in that position, because that is what helps other people learn and grow. For you to be able to speak your truth, and that's not being mean and being rude and going around telling people, yeah, stupid idiot, you need to do this, you need to do that. That's not your place. You from your perspective, you may feel like, oh, they need to do this and they need to do that, but you're not living their life. It's none ya business. Like, they've got to figure out what they need to do. And any of us who think that we've got all the answers and want to step in and tell you, well, this is what you need to do, that we have got issues that we need to work on. Because why do we need to control everybody else? Why do we think what we know is what everybody else needs to know? No, we know what we know. What we need to know is what we know. And it doesn't matter about. And it's easy. That's part of the challenge too. It's easy to sit back and be like, oh, I can see what you need. I can see what you're doing wrong. But that is where you got to be honest. But you don't sit there and try and fix that for them. You just tell them the honest truth of what you see. Well, I don't know. I see you kind of being attention seeking. Like, you've got to have everybody's attention. Like, you're creating drama so that to get more people's attention. I don't know. And then that's all you got to say. And then let that stew in them. Let them think about that. Let the universe show them, like, so then they're like, oh my God, I do. And that's one thing this guy did too, was like he thrived off drama. People don't realize how much that they live off drama. Gives them something to talk about. They need it. And then at certain points when the drama all of a sudden would stop, he would start, like, it would make him so uncomfortable. And that's a part of, like, dysfunction, our toxic characteristics. If you start feeling uncomfortable when there's no drama, you're using drama to distract yourself so you don't have to heal. So you need to be able to notice that in yourself, like that you're constantly creating drama. You're always, throwing something over there so nobody's looking over here. And you got to catch yourself, notice for yourself, like, oh my God, I do that. Why do I do that? Why am I constantly creating drama? Why am I constantly distracting myself? Why every time that something happens, then I want to go out and get a beer and tell everybody and whine about it? Those are toxic characteristics. That doesn't mean that you are that. That means that you are using that. You're using that as a crutch for yourself. So that is why, get off the fucking crutches. Get out of the chair. Get up and, learn how to walk on your own so that you're not using anything else. And, yeah, you're not going to feel perfect every single second of every single day. So you're not meant to. You're meant to be learning and growing and reflecting and integrating and transmuting and, making the changes out of your awareness of what it is that you want for you. And that's, that's the role modeling that, I bet you that guy's show has helped a lot of people. A lot of people see their own toxic characteristics. And just think about like when Tiger King, I'm pretty sure that's what it was called. Remember when that show came out? And it was everybody was watching it. I swear to God, it seems like it was like fucking a decade ago when that show was out. And now I'm thinking, was that right in the beginning of quarantine? Was it? Was that like the first big trend where everybody's at home and all of a sudden Tiger King's out and everybody went fully into judgment? Like, can you believe those people? And I couldn't believe how people were talking about those people. But I used to be like that. I mean, that's the kind of people who my dad would hang out with, and I was fucking mean about it back then, our toothless friends, y'all, because he was fucking in that lifestyle. Old alcoholic, doing drugs and living on the edge, and all their friends that sit around bars and doing drugs and all that stuff, and don't take care of themselves. And it was, when I went to his funeral thing, though, that really touched me, though, because the people, that were there, who really loved him. And I was like, man, he really did have people who really loved him. That's really cool. Like, we all need to have people at our vibration, whatever it is. But I learned through that kind of situation is that to not judge these people, to see them as like, I don't know, just, it's not like one set little thing. It's like this gradation of events and perspective that just grows as you go through life when you are growing with it, when you're not trying to control it or hide from it or whatever, when you're just going with it. It's like, it just evolves. And so, yeah, my thoughts of, my judgment towards these kind of people changed. I didn't look down on them. But when that show came out, that was the thing that really stood out to me. I couldn't believe how everybody was just like looking down on these people, talking shit on them and stuff, making fun of them. And, but that was, a part of where our society was at. And it is, all those different kinds of things gets people to, it's like you're going in and judging these other people, then something will come out so that you will start to see yourself. And so I think that all started, the time of mirrors, I think, started sooner, but we're going to hit it hard. Like, this is like the lead into it. And whatever this event is, it's going to happen, which it seems like we're on the edge of this event. I saw another thing about the QFS thing, and it's saying that there's a certain amount of states, which there's a certain amount that have changed their flags of different cities. So this is a part of, like, I knew there was going to be something with these flags and shit. There's going to be some shit. And there's a whole thing about the UN and them getting to come in now and take over. And they've got control of the 100-mile inland, which I'm in that part. So if it's going to go down like that, who knows how, whatever's going to go down, how it's going to go down. But 17 different, I think it was 17. There's a lot of that number going around. Cities have switched their flags, and now they have a 6-pointed star, no longer a 5-pointed. And, that goes over there with the real. And so somehow all our flags are starting to look a little like their flag. And so that's a part of, this whole thing. And the, what was the other? Oh, yeah, because there's, I don't know, I think this lady said that there was like 40 or 42 or something, but where you can find out is the different cities and stuff is that they are not, like the people who want to be lawyers don't have to pass the bar. Like there's things switching like that. So the bar exam is not required for certain places anymore. So there's going to be these things that are going to be switching and changing because of their control and stuff. So those will be the things you'll start seeing. Oh, well, you don't need a license anymore. You don't need insurance here anymore. You don't need this. You don't need that, because it's all their things to, you know, tie us down, chain us up, keep us under their control. And so, anyways, those things are changing. And so you can watch for those things. And then they've got whatever big drama they've got going on for their third world war they're trying to create. So we got that whole thing happening, that could go at any time. The money thing go at any time. We got Joe now. Joe's standing in a crowd because they were making such a big thing about Trump falling asleep in court and farting. So now Joe is standing in this whole crowd of people behind him, sitting there. I don't know if he's there to talk or what the hell he's there to do, but he rips a big one. And then, but the people sharing the video about it are like, he's so humiliated, he's so upset. And as he turns around, because everybody's laughing at him because he rips this big old fart right there, it's just real loud. It kind of reminds me of a comedian. So there's certain comedians that I think go in at certain times to play certain parts of Joe. So anyways, that's always something to kind of notice. But yeah, so don't. And there's things coming out about their the debate, and oh well, he wants this and he wants that. There's just going to be this drama lead in, and it's all, you know, just to get you to question things, to get you to see things that you haven't seen before, to get your mind to, you know, stoke the fire of thought, to get your mind thinking for itself, to pull free out of the mind control and start, you know, elaborating, you know, in your mind. Oh, why is that happening? What's going on over there? I mean, start looking, because they want to keep it controlled. Like they'll tell you, you know, there's a fire outside, everybody stay inside. You can look out your window, there's no fire, but there's still going to be people that are like, there's a fire, you know. So it's, you know, get the ability to start looking out your window, being like, well, they're lying, shut the window. So there's so many people who are still carrying through the reality that they're creating. And anyways, but at this period of time, wherever this all is about to fall apart, which they've got, like I said, they've got all the balls up in the air. I don't know if the balls are going to just start falling one by one. They're going to all of a sudden mass fall. One's going to fall and that's going to be enough. And I don't know. But this is what's going to go down. But whatever goes down is for you to have a period of time of reflection. I think it has to do with you getting to see your own attitude through whatever's going on for your own life. So when it goes, that is for your opportunity to see yourself, to see your attitude. That's why I said there's so many people who are saying like this nasty stuff, and it's like they're just locking in their attitude, which I've seen some people really been changing their attitude, really getting themselves a lot calmer, a lot more not all worked up and, wow, you stupid ass, you stupid liberals, you're the problem, you know, getting to be calmer. But that's the thing is, you know, you got to look at the liberals. It's like, well, they've got some problems too. They're not happy about what's going on, so they're going to stand up for what they believe in, just like we're standing up for what we all have the right to stand up for what we believe in. And so we can't sit there and say, well, it's just them, it's just them. The thing is that people are just holding on to these things that they're trying to stand up for, and it's keeping everybody divided. Once everybody starts coming together and being like, oh yeah, well, that's what I think too. Yeah, I don't want that. I don't. And then they come together. Then we have a mass amount of people all standing for the same thing. And everybody wants the same stuff, but they just start arguing about things that... So it's like they got to drop their shields and weapons so that they can start listening and see, like, oh, so we're on the same page. You know, you just think it this way and I think it that way. Like, you think, you know, like a lot of those people, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of those people who, conservatives who still think that there's two parties, I guess, and the one party needs to absorb into the other party, but it's like, dude, the other party is bad too. The whole fucking system's bad. We don't need any of their bullshit. We don't need their fucking Congress. We don't need their senators. We don't need their House. We don't need their fucking shit. None of it. They've all given themselves jobs and given themselves power over us. No, fuck off. And get the fuck out. But that's where everybody's got to get chill. Like, just because I say it. Pretty soon we'll all be saying it. Pretty soon everybody will work themselves through. Just don't forget, like, my attitude comes from, this has been going on for a long time for me. And so, yeah, we don't fucking need government. There's going to be a lot of things that are shift. We're not going to be having these governors and president, like, all of that stuff is going to go. There will be like community leaders, but there's going to be a lot more community involvement. It's not going to be just like, because people aren't going to be fucking working themselves to death. Like, a lot of jobs will be AI. It's not going to be like they don't need us to do it. They're just trying to make us do it. Resources will be free. There's going to be other ways to make money. The best way to start doing is start figuring out your own skills, stuff that you're good at, stuff that you're interested in, so that you can start working in that direction, so you can start making money off yourself. You are your currency. Your abilities. You have abilities. You have things that you are good at. And don't forget that everything is said. Like, you will be in the place that where it is that you are needed. But you got to be like going with the flow, not trying to fight it. You know, you got to get into it, and it's going to force it. It's not going to be like you can keep fighting the flow. The flow will suck you down, and depending on your attitude and stuff will be, you know, how you move through it. There's going to be people who feel like they're drowning, they're fighting. It reminds me, or showing me, back when I was a little kid and we'd gone to the beach in California, and I was out, you know, playing in the water, and a wave came and the undertow sucked me out. And so when that happened, I went down under the water, and I was out of my control. And so I started fighting it, and I couldn't tell where I was. I was just fighting the water, and I couldn't tell which direction was up, which was down, or anything. And it scared the crap out of me. And I think I gave up. I think I was just like, fuck, I don't know what to fucking do. And I just stopped. And then I came to the surface. Like, if you're fighting, you won't, when you stop and you let go, you'll come to the surface. But that is what I'm being shown. Like, there's going to be people who are going to be fighting it because they don't trust the universe. They don't even understand that there's a plan when you're born, that you're on a fucking ride. So they're fighting it. So they'll go down under the water, they'll battle, and then it's when you stop the battle that you'll pop up. And that's when you're like, oh, okay, this is better. I've got some air. Then you got to learn how to just go with the flow. Like, the things that are happening in your life are set for you. I think the biggest challenge is for people to quit thinking that somebody else has it better. They've got it better. Even in this show, like the one guy for sure, you know, people just automatically think that people who have money have got to be happy. Well, they got to be happy. They've got money. Why? Why do people think money is happiness? Why do people think, oh, I'll do anything for money? Like, that is a part of our society that has to wake up. Like, money is something they created, and then they got you to idolize it. And then they've got complete control over it. So you got to shift out of that mindset. I mean, why you need to be paid with money? Like, fuck, you could be paid with property. You could be paid with food. You could be paid with stuff that you need. Like, why we think we need money is, I don't know. But anyways, that's how they've got people, the system going and working. You know, people go to work, get their check, so they can take money out of your check. I mean, what are they going to take if they're giving you a house for work? What are they going to take? So they're going to give you a check so they can take some of it. And you say, well, you got to give the government some of your money. Well, we're also saving some for you, so you have some later because you're incapable. Like, and that's what I was saying too about these celebrities and stuff. They've got more control over their money. Like, yeah, we all sit back going, oh, they've got all this money. They've got all this. They can do whatever they want. They still got to fucking get permission, I think. I don't think they can just go do whatever they want and they just have full access to their money. Like, I don't know. Maybe they have like $2 million in the bank and then the rest is like what they're worth, 350 million. But I don't know that they go in their bank account, oh, 350 million. Like, I think that it's more control than that. I think that these other people are, are their bankers. Just like we have bankers over us. You can't do that, can't do this, you're incapable. And so, but that is all of us. We're all breaking free from whatever level that we are at in this system. And so a big part of it is to not be chasing what somebody else is here for. Like all these people who think like, well, I just want to be rich and famous because I'll have no problems. What the fuck are you talking about? I mean, I think it's pretty clear now, as we're sitting here in observation, there's a lot of rich and famous people who have a lot of fucking problems. Like Diddy's problems, like that guy, all these different people are going to be like done for. There's more and more stuff coming out on him. All these people are going to be more and more exposed, which is going to be more exposure to other people who are associated with them. I guess Jay-Z apparently is distancing himself from Diddy because he's involved. And so it's going to be like the takedown of just like one after another of all these different people. And if it's going to drag out, like fuck, if they haven't even started on Jay-Z yet and he's all associated with Diddy, then they can really drag this out, but then you gotta think like, well, they're really wanting to have people really see what it is that Diddy did, like how bad he is, and also to me the stuff like Joe, everything that he does is like, it's like Trump gets blamed for all the bad stuff. Even if he's not doing it, they'll say, oh, he's doing this, he's doing that. But the stuff that they're really doing, so see how that's got to switch over. Like people blame him for what they're doing. It's, so those kinds of things like have to switch over where people start seeing like, oh, it's not that guy. This guy's doing all that stuff. Oh no, I just thought that was really funny. They made this big thing about Trump farting and everybody was just, it smelled so bad. The lawyers were turning their faces and stuff. I mean, all you have to do is like open a bratwurst or what is that stuff called? There's this kind of meat stuff and stuff that you could open and make the room smell ratchet. So it could be anything. It doesn't necessarily mean that he's really sitting there farting, stinking up the room, and he can't stay awake because he's too old and all the stuff that they say. But then they have Joe walk up and he's just blasting people with his farts. So anyways, it's gonna, I don't know, it's gonna, I think, kind of keep getting Trump to look more human to people, to see like, oh my God, I keep judging this guy, I keep thinking he's doing this and doing that. And so it is, but all the biases come inside you. You have to be able to see your own biases. So that is, everything's going to keep being brought up so you can see your own biases because you're the one who has to fix them. You're the one who has to see them and heal them, and that's why you are getting these opportunities to see and heal them so that you can fix them, so you can feel better, so you can let go of things, so you can get more in tune with the universe, so you can get more in harmony, so you can start living better, so you can start living your truth, so you can be more honest. So all those things are in front of you. There's, the things behind people. There's a lot of treachery, lech, and what could be done in the dark. Like even on that fucking Laura and Ashley or whatever, like there was so much just automatically. It was all fetishy and what kind of sexual things do you want to do? So you can't do it with your partner. You just go out and do it with a stranger. And they're just pushing so much on that, but no morals. Like that's the direction they want to take us as people, as mankind. This group want to take us into this just no morals, no integrity, whatever goes, and almost to the point where so much darkness, so much fetishy shit that if you're not involved, well, what are you doing? If you're not out there, trying to see how weird you are, then what are you doing? It's like, but that fetish stuff is going to take you nowhere. It's like an insatiable draw. It's like you've got to learn how to manage yourself. You got to learn when to say no, when to say, I'll just stay in my mind. I don't need to go out and act that out. But there's so many people who want to act it out. That's what, people, right now we have people who want to act out murder. Well, I just want to see what it's like. Just want to do it. So, and there's so much of it going on too. Ugh. Like all this evilness has to come to the surface. All this evilness has to be purged out. And, that's the movement for us to go towards a healthier way to live, because everybody's the ones that are carrying all this dark energy. They're the ones that keep this stuff going. They're the ones going on these websites, these fetishes, and all this stuff. And and there was some people, like on that show, there was a couple who just cheat on each other all the time, but they have an open marriage. They're just like, yeah, that's what we do. It's like, but I don't know. Everybody gets to live the way they want to live. Like, if that's where you feel like you've got your true partner and you just think it's a good idea, just go out and have sex with a bunch of different people, then, whatever. There was another one where a guy he worked in some school or something, as a religious school or something, and he was a serial cheater. His wife kind of just like ignored his stuff. She just thought he had his own secret life. She didn't put pressure on him or whatever. And then when this website got downloaded, his work went and looked it up and fired him. So he went home and killed himself. And the woman was like, oh my God, these people are just out there looking for dirt on people just to ruin their lives. See, that's why I said there's so many different perspectives to be able to see. And, we all have something driving us. We all have to be aware of what it is driving us so that we have awareness of ourselves. So, yeah, maybe you are somebody who just wants to drag other people down so you feel better about yourself. You want other people to be exposed so, nobody knows what you're doing. Nobody's talking about you. Everybody's talking about this other person. So, anyways, it's just all stuff to become aware of yourself, and you can heal all of it. It's not just so you know what's wrong with you. So once you know that you do this or you do that, then it's not that easy to do it, because then you have awareness of it. So then every time you're going to do it, it's like, do I want to do that? I don't know. Let's think about this. It gives you an extra step. And in that extra step, you will have a gradation of healing. You will take steps towards your healing. You will evolve towards your healing. So all those things have, that's the magic of the universe, and the ability to be able to look at yourself and to make the changes that you want to change. So that's what everything is going on here for. And so that's that. I think that's all I'm going to say about it. Because I'm still keep thinking, I gotta get this downloaded. I gotta get finished getting ready and go. And I don't know, my daughter, just gonna hope for like not a lot of traffic. Just easy drive, get there, hurry up, go. And then we're also gonna go out to eat, and that's stressing me out. I keep seeing these people, these different restaurants, like Chipotle, they're done for. Like, it's one video after another showing gross ass stuff. All these different places, all these different fast food places and stuff. So, I don't know. The stuff that restaurants are getting, the staff, like everything is falling apart. Everything in our world is falling apart. But the things falling apart are the things we don't need. They're the things we need to change. So don't feel sad. Look at the things and then think like, well, I really do like that. I love going to restaurants. I love going out to eat. Then, you just keep that in mind. I'm like, well, I still want to have restaurants. I still want to have places to go eat and meet with my friends. But there's going to be changes. There's not going to be people who are going to be like, everybody's going to go work for minimum wage to serve people and stuff. There's going to be changes. So I don't know what they're going to be. But still, don't give up on the things you love. You can still keep thinking, well, I really want that. Like, I keep thinking, well, I really want music and dancing. Like, I want that to be, and it's so crazy too when you see these old movies, like, that's what they would do. Like, a little town would get together on the weekend, and everybody would bring up some food, and the musicians would go up and play music, and people would go up and dance. What was that? I was just watching some movie, some Irish one, and like, and they were all doing that. Then, like, I know, I've seen other ones like the Appalachia or different other little towns and stuff. But the people would get together, and music and dancing and square dancing, or all these different kinds of things. And that is what I keep thinking. I want to get back to that part of life. That part of life where dancing and music, that's, I don't want to know. I used to would have said food too, but now my thoughts are changing about the flesh and blood needs and food and energy, and so I'm expanding on that. But I still need to dance and I still need dancing and singing, music, stuff like that. Like, that's good for your soul. Like, and you should, you know, if you can get out there and feel the music and not care about what other people are looking at you thinking, and just feel the music, then you'll know what I'm talking about. Once you get out there and you feel it, it's like, oh, my soul needs this. I need to feel this. It feels so good. And your soul likes to move to it. So, anyways, that's what I got to say about it. Now my stomach's growling. I got a lot of stuff to do. So I'm going to get this going, downloading. And I will talk to you tomorrow. So remember to love yourself, to love everyone, and have a loving day. Talk to you later. Bye.